LTTV, Blunt Talk with LT, back at it with another video. This time we got a bit of a mixed reaction here. We have a reaction to Nicki Minaj Twerking and the reaction to a discussion piece about twerking and is it okay to twerk while being in a relationship. They have a discussion on Lapeef Let's Talk. We're going to do the reaction to that, but right now we're going to get to Nicki Minaj Twerking. This actually went viral a week ago. It was supposed to be a subject on my podcast, Blunt Talk with LT. Make sure you subscribe to that channel. Didn't actually get to it, glossed over it, but yeah, it was just a random viral twerking thing. So I had no real reason to actually put that in the podcast. To fit it into this live stream, it makes sense because a lot of women will see Nicki Minaj and her husband and her in a happy relationship with children or a child, and she's on the gram twerking. Let's look at this real quick. Oh, shit. All right, let me pull that back. Didn't even record my camera. All right, let's go. So the music has been muted for this. This is Nicki Minaj actually walking and twerking to one of her songs, I believe. All right, so before we get into the conversation, this is definitely not applicable for Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj is a world-renowned superstar who has been twerking, dancing, doing all sorts, selling sex in her music and her image for years prior to her relationship. While she was in other relationships with Safari and Meek Mill, she did the same things. She's a sex symbol. She's a superstar. She's in a marriage, but yes, this is her currency. Her twerking is not inappropriate. No one should look at it any type of ways like it's a problem. Like at that point, it's like we're being too square. She's an entertainer. Let her twerk. She's almost 39 years old. And if we go back and look at this, Nicki Minaj, almost 39 years old. If I didn't say that, you wouldn't think that. 39 years old, body looking better than it did prior to the birth. Ass actually jiggling now compared to where it was before. No disrespect, Nicki, but it's moving now. You're getting better at it. Even girls on Twitter even acknowledge that too. So I ain't out here just trying to disrespect women. By saying it didn't move back then. It is what it is. She's free to do what she wants. She's a different case. In this case, they're talking about general relationships, people in relationships, marriages, their wife twerking in public. Let's get into this discussion and break down. Let's just break down the discussion.
I think so. Yes, they are.
Bites? No. Yeah.
Okay.
What was that?
How you get a dog?
You got a dog.
I have a dog.
Oh, I was like,
I am real fast, and then he.
All right, before we get into this, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't be treating me like a side chick out here, in the words of Tommy Sotomayor.
What?
Yeah, hit that like button. All right, let's get back into it.
He played the dog.
because I didn't know, because I was thinking like Kay got all these animals when I ain't never
No,
heard no dog.
do you remember we was live streaming and you asked a question and he
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember.
You guys are just tuning in. Welcome to Lapeef Let's Talk. Make sure you guys get them likes up. Also, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. A little bit. Taking a detour real quick, man, before we move on to our last topic. I know we talked about twerking, right? And we talked about it being like a little ratchet thing, but I'm just curious, within relationships or marriages, do you mind if your wife twerks? Is it ever appropriate if your wife twerks? I mean, is it like a fun thing? Does it turn you on? Is it just one of those things that, that she kind of does to the side, or maybe it's a wedding? I typically see it at a lot of weddings that women will go out there, do a little twerking. Is it a bad thing?
Wait. You talking about twerking for the public or twerking for the ton dog?
Con dog.
There's gonna be people around. I mean, if you had a wedding reception and it's time to turn up, I'm just trying to figure out how that twerking is. I'm gonna start with you, Rella. What you think about twerking, man?
What? Nope.
She can't twerk at all.
Nope, not in public. No.
Why not? I mean, and what do you consider in public? I'm not talking about social media, but I'm just talking about like your mom's like friends and family. She's doing a little twerk, not just on Instagram.
Nah, man. I mean, gosh, I don't want to do a deep dive on twerking, but we know what that is, man. Like that's number one is sexual, right? Number one. And number two, who you trying to show all that to and for what? What's the attention you trying to get? What expression are you trying to get out of that? Now, if you want to step, we can step,
Jesus Christ.
Well, okay, so I guess I'm a part of the problem here. I guess I'm the simp here because I think that's some old nigga shit where they're saying I think some of this conversation is kind of square if we're gonna keep it real. Shout out to the panel. Shout out to Lapeef. Let's talk. I watch the show, support the show. But this conversation in specific, I don't jive with because I think that this is how women dance, especially black women. They twerk. In Toronto, where I'm at, it's more whining than twerking. But on the gram, obviously, we're going to look at that and be like, what are you doing? You're trying to solicit extra entertainment or extra entertainment.
What?
You're trying to solicit extra attention on the gram. But when girls go out, when girls dance, when you're with your girl, you're out dancing. If you're not whining with your girl, dancing with your girl while she's twerking or whatever, that's inappropriate, then I guess I'm part of the problem because I don't get it.
You can do that. You want to do a little two-step, we can do that too. But twerking, nah, don't be showing that off to nobody but me. That's it.
Okay. Lucky, how do you feel about women twerking?
Now he says don't be showing that off to nobody instead of, other than me. I get that. Like, you don't want your girl out there in public twerking in front of niggas. You don't want your girl twerking on mans. You don't want any of that type of shit. That's violation. But, like, when you're out with your girl, you can't dance with your girl because they're going to get into that conversation as well, talking about keep it in the house. And that's when I was like, whoa, I'm off board with this.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
If you're in a relationship, you're comfortable, she ain't going nowhere. Is it appropriate at all?
I think in the house it's appropriate. I think it helps to keep it fun. I don't see anything wrong with it. But in public, I've seen couples where they go to parties, they dance, and she just dance on her man, and he's cool with that, But she's not really like auditioning for a video, like really getting into it. But I think twerking is fine at home with your partner. Nothing wrong with it.
Brilla, if she's not your lady and she's just somebody you just dating, is it okay then?
If it's somebody I'm dating, I'm seriously dating her. In my current situation, I'm gonna say like this. In my current situation,
I'm not talking about seriously dating. I'm just saying, you just going out with them.
That ain't no issue. You actually revealing who you are. But here's what I want to say about this idea of twerking and even twerking on your man and all this other stuff, man. We've gotten away from like keeping certain intimate things intimate, right? And when you're dancing, it should be symbiotic between a man and a woman. That's an expression. So again, if you're going back to twerking, we talking about a sexual expression that we're putting out in public for everybody to see. For everybody. Nah, that's for me and you.
That's crazy.
Would you date a girl that twerked in public?
I don't think I have, bro. I don't.
Would you?
The reason why I think that's crazy because sex is intimate. We keep that in the household. Twerking, dancing with your partner in public, we got to keep that intimate. I think at some point we're becoming too square in this conversation. It's too much of an overcorrection. People got to be able to go out and enjoy themselves. I guess it's just a little bit different because I'm a bit younger than these folks up here. But at the end of the day, like, my nigga, you got to take the fucking cuffs off these women and let them live a little bit. She can't go out and dance with her man. It's not like she's soliciting extra attention on the gram. It's different. You're going out and you're dancing with your man. You can't do that, then I don't know, man. Let's get back into it.
That has twerked.
Well, let me pause that because I was saying that from a third person perspective. That could be taken in the zesty direction.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
In public.
I think a lot of
Like you seen her, like she might be a dope person,
JR,
but
what?
she might hit the
What?
dance floor and she might get her twerk off a little bit.
I mean, listen, if that's what she did before we started dating or whatever, then I mean, I'm not gonna hold that against
You
her. It
spotted
ain't
her
no
in
deal.
public twerking, but
Ain't no
then
deal.
you
That's
was
not a
feeling
deal.
her.
Yeah. So let me be clear on that. That's not a deal breaker in terms of me dating. That's something she
be
did
1,000
before.
out with us, with her.
Yeah, but that's something she did before. That's not a penalty to her, right? But now, if we're together and you're twerking, that's a deal breaker.
Okay, what is she with her girls? You know, let's just say that her
Man,
girls
look,
went out of town. They went to
listen,
Miami and they twerked a
Hey,
little bit. You
listen,
caught a little
y'all,
footage.
you get asked that question 7 ways to Sunday, bro. The answer's still gonna come back the same. Nah, it's not cool. Like girl trip, no girl trip, girls, she girl on girl action, whatever. This, that, and the third. She with.
All right, you're gonna try to enforce that, but she's gonna be out with her girls and she's gonna be dancing with her girls and she's gonna be twerking. And it's like at that point you gotta let the girl live a little bit. I disagree completely. Like if you're going to let her go out, or I'm saying let, like you run, but what it is what it is. If your girl is going out, you're allowing her to go out. That's permitted in your relationship. She's going out girls' night, and she's supposed to stand there in the club or stand there wherever she's supposed to be at and do nothing, not dance at all. Little two-step, man. It's for me, it's different. Real is speaking for himself. He's an older dude. I get it, but as a young nigga, we ain't. That's too square for us. So let me get back into this.
If I'm with you, ain't no twerking popping off, man. Ain't no. That's just me.
So your woman's not allowed to twerk ever
In public, I mean, let me ask you, Kay, are you allowed to twerk in public?
See,
what if she's twerking on you?
I said
Exactly.
no.
See, that's my issue. You said no. Like nobody wants their girl out here twerking in public in front of next dudes. You don't want that shit. But if she twerking on you, she can't even do that, man.
So not even with you?
In public? No.
What?
Okay.
Hey, listen, Kay hit him with this.
I'm serious. So wait, Kay, let me ask you, Kay, wait. So you twerk in public on your man?
You know, it's been COVID.
Before COVID. We only been in COVID for a year and a half. You know what you got for a minute?
Not that long, not that much longer than COVID. But
you at the wild.
My man has no problem. Like if me and him are out and we're dancing together,
you twerking on him.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
My man, when I'm with him,
right now,
there's a lot of things that I feel safe doing.
Okay, I want to ask you this: like, would you say a man that's not comfortable with his girl twerking, would you say that's insecurity?
Not necessarily. I think that it's just like, okay, so growing up Nigerian, shaking your butt is a very common thing from young children to grandmas. It's just a thing. Like it's not always sexual. It's just a dance that people do. And I've been seeing this for my entire life, like from a little kid to whatever. So that's why when people are like, it's sexual, I'm like, not necessarily. Like,
okay, and this is also a picture that she posted, Nicki Minaj, to go along with the twerking that we played initially at the beginning of the video. So let's go back to that. Yeah, I think that for the most part, I don't see an issue. Like every woman is not Nicki Minaj. They're not on Instagram doing this. They're not superstars. It's not the same. But if she is, if this is what Real is combating, him having a girlfriend and she's on the gram doing this, I understand that because you're not Nicki Minaj. Sit your ass down.
I think so. Yes, they.
Whoa.
man, sit your dumb ass down.
We ain't playing that again. We at the end of this live. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. We have more breakdowns coming up. A lot on the way. Make sure you subscribe. We out. Yeah.